These are building blocks. So these are conversation cards. It says for building better teams. And I totally agree. If you're anything like me, having conversations with people that you aren't super close to can sometimes be hard. These really help to start conversations without them being real cheesy icebreakers. On the back, it says questions to help form closer professional relationships, better communication, and remove personal barriers in teamwork. I know for me, if I know somebody a little bit better, then I'm more willing and likely to try and, bend over backwards to help them. And these sort of help you build a relationship in which you might be more willing to do that. So there's 6 different categories. We have team, education, scenario, personal, future, and hobby. So although, you have personal, they're not incredibly personal still. It's still how it kind of relates to you. So this one is that's personal. And the question it asks is, what's the best piece of advice you've been given? So certainly, that feels something that would be personal to me. How do I feel is the best piece of advice that I've been given? But that can certainly loop back to a professional setting. Let's see, we have future. These are just really cute cards too. Sort of the aesthetic of the artistic vibe behind them is really cute. But here's one, it says, how does success look for you in the next 3 months within your role? I think that's a great little icebreaker question. Again, I'm using the term icebreaker, but let's be honest, we've all been in those meetings where the icebreaker is 2 truths and a lie. And sure, that can be fun, but it's number 1, not getting to the root of who somebody is. And number 2, it's not really helping you build a professional relationship with somebody. These questions really are. Here's education. What's the most valuable thing you ever learned in school? Great question. This one is for team. Look how cute these cards are. And this question is, what's the first thing you think of when you hear the word work? That's a great question, because I think that definition is different based on who you are, where you're from, how old you are. All of those things can really play into this. And honestly, that kind of a question is really going to help you get to the root of who somebody is, what they see as a definition of the word work, what they feel, what they think of when they hear the word work. It's a great question. Let's see, I think the only one I haven't looked at is hobby. This one's hobby. It says, describe your perfect weekend. So again, it is a personal kind of a question, but knowing things about people's personal life is what helps you build a good relationship at work. And then the last set of cards is scenario. And it says, if you woke up to 3,000 unread emails and could only answer 300 of them, how would you choose which ones to answer? Especially if this was your boss who was asking you this question, that's a really good question. So you know where people's values are. That's a really good question. So anyway, these are great conversation starters, icebreaker cards with a little more depth than the average icebreaker. I totally recommend it. They're super fun and they're great for any team, even teams that have been established for a while. You should get some.